Do you remember the first time you had a piece of chocolate, or why you had that piece of chocolate? Maybe to satisfy a craving, or maybe you were feeling sad and anxious, so you had that chocolate to make you feel a little bit better. Well, according to Portage Path Behavioral website, when we eat chocolate, our bodies use tryptophan to make serotonin. Serotonin makes us feel more calm and more content. We have chocolate because we want to feel better, or maybe we want to satisfy a sweet tooth. But have you ever considered where that chocolate came from? Who invented it? How it all started? Who do we have to thank for creating such an incredible item that literally releases happy chemicals into our brain? Who is Milton S. Hershey? He was a successful confectioner, philanthropist, and innovator. However, he was not an overnight success story. Hershey had to go through trials and errors before becoming one of the world's most famous chocolate inventors. Born in Derry Township, Pennsylvania in the year 1857, young Hershey was never really one to stay in school. Despite all his mom's best efforts to instill the importance of education, Hershey failed at being an apprentice at a newspaper shop and learned the basics of candy making. He borrowed money from his family and started his own business in 1876 in Philadelphia and in New York. This new company he started unfortunately failed, but that did not stop Hershey from trying. Although he faced a failing point in his life, he also learned an important lesson. Fresh milk makes good candy. At the age of 40, using milk, his new company, known as Lancaster Caramel Company, made melt-in-your-mouth caramels. Hershey got his first million thanks to his caramel company. However, by the late 1800s, Hershey realized the growing market wasn't in caramels, but in chocolates. He sold his caramel company. Being in Pennsylvania's countryside provided him with everything that he needed: water, fresh milk, and industrious workers. By 1905, Hershey returned home to Derry and completed factory construction. Not only did he build a factory, but he also built a bunch of houses around the factory so he was able to house his employees. Pretty crazy, right? He continued expanding his little town by putting in a little hotel known as the Hotel Hershey, a hall known as Catherine Hall, which was actually named after his wife, and a bunch of other little buildings around in the town. This town was known as Chocolate Town. So how did Hershey's Chocolate Company thrive? In the year 1908, the Hershey Chocolate Company was recognized as a publicly traded company, and in 1927 was renamed as the Hershey Chocolate Corporation. The product line steadily expanded, introducing things like Mr. Goodbar, Hershey's Chocolate with Almonds, Crackle, and Kisses. An interesting fact, Hershey also contributed to the World War II war effort. Field Ration D, an emergency nutrition bar, did not melt in the tropical heat. However, it was not tasty enough to tempt soldiers to eat it as a snack. Not only was Hershey known for the invention of the Hershey's chocolate bar, but he also continued spreading his generosity by becoming a humanitarian. He improved the lives of thousands through more than just chocolate. Hershey's Chocolate Company became a success, but that wasn't the only thing that Hershey did to contribute to the world. In the year 1905, he established the Hershey Trust Company and used it to upkeep a school for underprivileged children. Both Hershey and his wife Catherine loved kids, but it was unfortunate because she was unable to bear them. So with all their wealth and successes, they decided to make a school for the underprivileged children, orphans. Signing the deed of trust in the year 1909, the Hersheys established what was known as the Hershey Industrial School. Orphan boys between the ages of 4 and 8 were to be admitted in there. The deed of trust covered things for the boys such as good food, comfortable clothes, lodges, and physical training. In the 1920s, with enrollment over 100 students, the Hersheys added new buildings and felt as though the place became a school and a home rather than an institution. By October 13th, the year 1945, Milton S. Hershey unfortunately had passed away. The name of the school was changed to the Milton Hershey School in the year 1951 to show that it was an excellent and vocational school. A new building known as the Founders Hall was also put up in recognition of Hershey and was put up actually on his birthday, September 13th. Eventually, the school, by the year 1977, started to enroll girls. Milton S. Hershey was more than just the creator of America's most famous chocolate bar. He also had a huge heart. I bet a lot of you guys didn't know half of the things that he did, but he did all of this. He touched the lives of thousands by more than just chocolate, whether it be through feeding them or creating a place for them to stay and thrive and be a family and house these underprivileged children. Hershey's legacy continues to live on, and he is never forgotten.